it looks like JLongbone might not be here, so she can't own this. But
I'm back.
She is. Oh, thank goodness. She made a huge mistake by expressing an opinion, which we can see right here.
He is so annoying. Oh my god, lol.
12
just like JLongbone.
12.6 million views. Oh my god.
Yeah, that one got around.
Jesus Christ!
Jeez, you're gonna be making some. Does Twitter
You're
pay
gonna-
you for that shit?
You're
get
gonna-
some
you're
money
gonna-
for the.
Hey, you're
I'm
gonna make
get a good
$100.
solid I'm gonna get a good solid $5.
Yo, you can pay for next month's Twitter check mark.
Yeah.
But what I want to highlight is, in that video, Chris said way more controversial, stupid, uninsightful, boneheaded, idiotic things that could easily be considered very offensive than he is annoying. Right? But
he said it in a monotone voice.
And so that means he didn't
he
say
said
anything.
it without any passion or
And you
insight.
said lol. That was your big mistake.
Yeah.
Oh,
You said
that was it.
You capitalized
and
God.
God and all
Yeah,
that.
Yeah,
can't
and
do
God.
that.
Exactly.
You should have said laugh my ass off. That's the nicer one, okay? Or maybe even ruffle. But lol. Oof. Next you'll put a smiley face.
No, she meant no. That's like the emoji of the guy with his hands up going. Ooh, that's not lol.
Oh, yeah, that guy's whooping. He's like, he's so annoying.
Yeah, he's going woohoo. Yeah, he's people yay.
I hate when people rag on Chris for not shitting on something, because he has stepped into the ring and actually made a feature film. He's actually made a
It
movie,
ain't
knows
out
how
yet,
hard
brother.
it is, and now
No.
clowns on the internet have turned because he isn't just saying,
He's
movie
actually
bad.
made a movie,
So-
knows how hard it is. You know, a lot of people don't have to make films to realize that it's hard. A lot of people don't have to actually do the thing that they're talking about to know that it's hard.
Yeah, because we have brains
fact-
and we can
The implication
hypothesize and
that, oh, well,
extrapolate.
now that I've made it, now I know it's hard. Oh, that's funny. I knew it was hard before.
Oh, and
having done
also,
that.
also, you could actually do the thing, and your experience might not be the typical experience that's associated with that
exactly
thing.
Exactly.
So it's
Yeah.
not unreasonable that even if you've done the thing, you walk away with a more inaccurate understanding of what the typical
Mhm.
experience is than someone who's imagining it.
That's entirely possible. And then the other thing to add on to it is, yes, making movies is hard. Some people manage to make good movies despite how difficult it is.
Interesting. This is what we call talent.
We have seen in both like video form, interview form, just audio, whatever, of stories about how, God, I was writing this script for like 10 years, or parts of the script had to be completely moved around on the fly because of how difficult it was to implement some of the ideas, redrafting, all that stuff. And it's like, all right, so you don't know anything beyond that, do you? It's like, well, I also know from just behind the scenes of how difficult like costuming can be, all the materials and the sheer volume, and then getting things right and wrong, making it so that the person can actually move, that it's accurate to a particular request. Also, all the concept art, like the fucking reams of concept art. The fun thing about like video games a lot of the time is that you would unlock concept art and you'd be like, whoa, this art's fucking amazing, and it's just
Yeah.
concept art. Imagine the amount of fucking time I've spent on this shit. And then you just look at all the vidocs for Halo were mentioned earlier, but like a lot of games of a certain era would come with... I remember God of War, you would unlock all of the behind-the-scenes stuff once you finished the game. It was
behind the
amazing.
scenes where they talk about how they work 7 days a week for
Yep.
like 5 months. And, you know, it's the pure, you know, even if you don't know much about films, if someone said, yeah, so, you know, they're working 6 days a week, 12 hours a day on the shoot, 12, 14, 16 hours a day, you're just like, oh, wow, that sounds like a lot of hard work. You don't need to be there to understand that that's hard work.
Yeah, and then I remember just all the different like audio commentaries that I'd listen to, and they'd talk about how there was a creature in Buffy season 6 where they say like this is so fucking awkward to shoot because it melted halfway through the scene, and so you had to have it attacking someone, but the actor it's attacking had to hold it in the shot to make it look like it was attacking him, and so the camera has to stay above his arms. So you can't see that happening. And just like solving problems like that is just, like that's just funny and interesting, and how much of a nightmare that would be. I think the
Yeah, you seen how they shoot pornos? Very awkward.
Nightmare on Elm
Very
Street,
awkward.
the blood waterfall, it was like one attempt, and that's all they had. They couldn't reset, they didn't have the money or the time, and I think it even broke, but that they got the shot. Like, it's the kind of shit where you're just like, God, this sounds like a nightmare. And it is a nightmare. The guy we mentioned on a past EFAP, it was when they were doing Halloween, I think, or no, Friday the 13th, a guy, when they were filming him getting hit in the eye with, like, the arrowhead or whatever, that he went blind for, like, half a year or something. Like, arguably that's not a difficult thing. That's just a horror of production. It's like, yeah, I was aware of all of this, and I assume all you guys were from a very young age. I've never found this shocking that this is hard.
Imagine working on the set of Batgirl.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah. You're either going to be dead or maimed.
Yes.
And so this whole, like, he's so annoying. It's like, people are mad at Chris because he's not shitting on the film. It's like, he did shit on the film a lot.
He did.
Yeah.
And also, like, there's more to criticizing a movie, obviously, than just saying that the movie's bad. Like, I think we need to stop instantly making this connection between that's all it is, just saying the movie's bad. That all criticism is supposed to be the same.
Alternatively,
What I found him annoying I found him annoying because he was trying so hard to pretend that he wasn't basically criticizing the film in his own way.
Well, so there's a great irony here.
I'm like, this movie's so bad, I won't even reference it directly. Is that bad?
The great irony is that he used to make videos, Chris, where he would be like, this line of dialogue, plays clip, is very bad because of this reason, and then talks about it. In the video we just saw, he went about as far as just saying Madam Web bad. He didn't give us any reasons why.
That is kind of, yeah.
And so then High Top, the genius, comes in and says, you're just mad at him because he hasn't said movie bad. It's like, that's the only thing he fucking said about Madam Web. We're mad because we want him to fucking have some integrity, a backbone, talk about what's wrong with the film. Is what I mean? Like, I don't even know Did you even watch his video, High Top? Probably not.
Probably not.
He's one of the only critics on YouTube who manages to have an informed, meaningful opinion on something without being mean for clicks.
He was not informed. He was definitively wrong on several claims. He's not meaningful. Just because he's a filmmaker doesn't automatically mean everything he has to say is better than everyone else.
I mean, they wouldn't they wouldn't say this about the people who made Lady Ballers and stuff like that. I'm just saying, they wouldn't.
True.
Oh, fuck no.
Yeah.
You don't know how hard it was for Daily Wire to make that movie.
We get it. You're also trying to break into the film industry and will also go out of your way to not criticize Hollywood people you might want to work with.
And also, it's just
Our God, our King, he's there. Oh, look at his smiling face.
A critic who isn't willing.
Again, it's like you shit on Warner Brothers. Do you think that you're gonna get to make like a DC film ever? Do you think that's on the cards?
I'm sure it is.
He will personally bring his own red and blue lights.
That's true. They'll be so impressed by the red and blue lights that they'll have no choice but to let him direct a new Batman movie.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, but out of curiosity, do you agree or disagree with this statement from Eldon Guy?
A critic who isn't willing to hurt feelings isn't a real critic.
I agree.
Willing
doesn't mean you're going out of your way.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. If you are not willing to hurt
a critic who isn't worried about hurting feelings, I would say. I don't know about willing.
I think I'm even okay with someone being worried about it, but that they still do it. As in, like,
we're worried.
I don't want someone to feel awful, but I've got to say what I've got to say. You know, that sort of aspect.
Yeah, sometimes I
Chris
do want
Stuckman could have gone out of his way to say, look, this movie is really bad. We don't know if it was the studio or the writers. We don't know who to blame, but we can just assess it for what it is. It's really bad. He could make sure people aren't blaming the writers because they don't necessarily know if the studio interfered. You know, he could take that tack if he wanted to.
To hurt feelings isn't a real critic. Hard disagree, my guy. If people don't like your movie, your feelings are already hurt.
If people don't like your movie, your feelings already hurt.
Now that is a self-report. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Ooh,
wow.
Oh.
So Ryan Johnson has famously said he wants people to dislike his films. So
yes.
And we don't even have to go to people who aren't, in this call. Like, we are all creatives in our own way. It is fine. Our EFAP isn't for everyone. My videos and Mahler's videos and everyone here who makes videos. They're not for everyone, and they don't. My feelings aren't gonna be hurt if someone says, I tuned into EFAP, wasn't my thing, and I didn't like it. My feelings won't be hurt. I'm not 8.
I'll make it. I'll get through the next day. But interesting how the guy said willing, and then look what High Top says next.
No need for film criticism itself to be harmful and mean. This is coming from a guy who made spiteful videos in the past, but then tried making movies.
Who said anything about spiteful, mean, and harmful?
Yeah, and
Jeez.
just because
Damn.
you make spiteful videos doesn't mean that anybody who's ever been negative had a spite-driven motivation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what do they think we're gonna do? Like, dox the fucking director in our videos?
That's insane.
Right.
Like, yeah, this is our fucking address. Go there, fuck up.
This is where he
windows.
lives.
Well, and then he
I
does the
love what
exact
you
same
think.
thing as Chris, where
Tag
it's like
graffiti on their walls.
pats
Jets
our
the
head and is
pigs.
like, "Oh, I used to be like you, but then I grew up." And it's like,
Yeah.
shut the fuck up.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
And it's just so funny. Then I tried making movies and I realized how hard it was. Why do people not understand that it was hard before they started making
I don't
films? I don't get it. How do you not understand? I don't know how to build a skyscraper, but my guess would be that it's pretty difficult. And that's like,
Well, there
you
are
don't
some
need
things
to,
that might
I'm not a
surprise
Michelin
you.
star chef. I can't cook a Michelin star meal, but I can look at it and go, you know what? There's probably a lot that went into that I can't do that's really difficult.
Does it make the meal good? You know, the meal
Well, it
might
doesn't
still
make it by
suck.
default. Yeah, I
Yeah,
still
yeah.
expect it to be good. Lots of things are difficult, but that doesn't change the fact that people have expectations of functionality and quality. Making video games is hard, but if you release a video game that's unplayable or that bricks your PC, you know, what are you going to say to someone like, "Oh, well, it was really hard."
Hey, you
Okay,
worked really
but,
hard.
like, you still delivered this bug-filled game.
I
Sure,
think
they
that
worked
some
hard on Gollum.
things-
Oh,
Yeah,
what
I mean,
is
there
this
probably
drivel?
was. Yeah.
Saying that a director or actor did a bad job is going to hurt some feelings. If you're incapable of saying those things, you shouldn't be a critic.
Yep.
True.
Yep.
I
True.
agree.
Yep.
This is
I said that S.J. Clarkson shouldn't be allowed within 100 yards of a camera for the rest of her life, and I stand by it.
literally how every professional reviewer should be.
Then how come you're not adopting the
fuck
style,
no.
Brown Table? Huh?
Yeah, interesting. Strive
If
to
you truly
emulate
believe
Chris
this,
Stuckman.
yeah, start doing what he does. No more negativity. None. Only
And
celebrate.
we're just gonna
Never.
not talk
criticism
about bad
of,
movies.
Well,
Is that what-
and it's just funny how every professional reviewer should say nothing, basically,
Well, no.
other than these
He said
really
literally.
insane. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
literally.
He
yes,
said
that's
literally
right,
every
literally.
professional reviewer
Mhm.
should not cover things that are bad or negative. If it's bad, if it comes like guys, I think somewhere along the way, some of you people lost the fucking plot. All right, these are not like gifts given to us for the human culture or whatever. These are products I have to pay movie tickets to go see. I'm taking time out of my life. I'm going to a theater. I'm going to a place I'd rather not be. I'm buying a ticket. I'm exchanging money for watching this film. It is a product. All right, this isn't a gift that I'm just supposed to accept and smile at. We have the movie studios and myself. We have what was called a transactional relationship. All right.
We also talk about how like mean and spiteful Chris is towards film studios. Like in
Yeah,
the
and
video.
they're not
they're
human,
not
though.
people.
They're not human.
He's very
Producers have
negative.
no capacity for creativity. That's what I mean. How many of the 43,000 people who like this watched the video?
Well, and even if they did, no offense to them, but I don't even know that they know that that's a harsh thing to say. I think they'd be like, well, yeah, but they're studios. They're reptiles.
Yeah, that's right. They're studios and producers are not people. And they have no capacity for creativity. That's true.
His video's incredibly negative, just not at artists. All right.
But it's trying to be positive, and I guess that fooled all of these simpletons.
I think it is just as simple as if you say it in a tone of voice that people don't register as being harsh, you can get away with saying a lot. You really can, compared to if you just, it'd be like if someone can say calmly this incredibly scathing takedown of someone's character, but someone can say fuck, and they'll be like, oh, wow, ooh, wow, calm down, oh, geez, you said a swear word, that's, oh, gee. It does seem to just be the way that it works with, like, communication for some reason.
It's that coupled with, like, weaselly words he uses a lot, where, like, I'm not saying this, people are saying, all this sort of dancing around it, making it as passive-aggressive as possible.
Yep.
There's
PPL.
I wonder if there is this connection that has been made, maybe subconsciously in this sort of collective way. It's a little difficult for me to kind of put into words, but maybe you'll pick it up as I go. Right? A lot of these people, the High Topses, the Brown Tables, the Stuckmans, cosmonauts, all the people that we cover, right? Typically, they have been eating this stuff up, giving it a pass for years. Are the Marvel slop, all the this, all the that, given passes to these sorts of things. And so I wonder if that in a way has bled into them having a kind of incidental developed culture of reacting negatively to those who react negatively to these terrible movies, and it's created this almost divisive split in this online groups of cultures. And I wonder if this is just sort of the next step of that happening, where now they're just being open and saying, but with Brown Table, you use the word literally, like, this is what we should be. A film critic, you shouldn't criticize a film critic, and a film critic should not have negative criticism for these things, for the movies. It all needs to be positive. In the same way that they were always positive, way overly positive, for the years of crap that they've been, given by Disney in particular, who's had such a big dominance in the industry.
They definitely have drawn a line, and they've thrown all of us in the same section, pretty much, of like, you're all there's one in here about how Gary, among others, has destroyed film criticism, which I find so funny.
That's why we invited him on, so we can
Way
get
to go, Gary.
Tips and tricks.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks, Gary.
Tricks and tips.
Look at you looking into interviews, reading articles, taking people for their word, taking creatives for what they say about their work. What's wrong with you? Fucking
I don't
idiot.
know. I'm not celebrating enough.
Not to keep talking about how great old school Bungie was, but there's so many instances where the developers were talking about how, like, nobody cares. We can't just go, like, everybody's expecting it to be this good. We have to make it this good because everybody's expecting it, and good enough isn't good enough, and all of these kinds of attitudes that are conducive to working really hard and trying to deliver the best thing possible, rather than like, well, we tried really hard. Rather than like, well, no, everybody here is working really hard to like meet the standard and expectation that people have. Just seems like a better attitude to have, rather than like whenever anybody has anything negative to say, it's just like, leave me alone. It's like, well, I don't know, man. Like when you create stuff and throw it out there to the world, like people are gonna have a perspective on it. They will. You just got to get over it.
This is
and maybe they have something to say that's actually, accurate. That is like worth taking on board.
How every professional reviewer should be. PPL that are approved reviewers on Rotten Tomatoes should have this vibe. IMO goes double for Stuckman as he's further involved in the filmmaking process. Also, everyone knows Madam Web is bad. Let's have one video on the internet talking about it differently. It's no big deal.
He just agreed that we shouldn't bash the film, just like Chris, and then he bashes the film.
And also, you want to turn internet reviews into a cabal circle jerk? Then the first sentence: people that are approved reviewers on Rotten Tomatoes should have this vibe, in my opinion. Just be positive. Just don't review things that if you watch something and it's negative, maybe don't post that review to Rotten Tomatoes. Maybe just don't tell people that the movie was terrible, that the plot didn't make sense, that the themes are disgusting, that the characters are retarded. Don't say any of this stuff. Just keep your mouth shut, right? We're trying to be positive here. And that means that people who go onto Rotten Tomatoes to decide what they're going to watch on Valentine's Day alone or on a weekend or anything else like that, it's going to be nothing but, every movie's apparently great because all the critics are only leaving positive reviews on all these movies. They must all be incredible. Good job, Brown Table.
That'll save the industry.
Again, it's just funny. The conclusion of the video is it's the studio's film, not the creators. Don't shit on the studio's film. Like, you know what I mean? If you don't believe that they're accountable for the film, then who cares if you shit on it? You're shitting on the work of the apparently non-creative people, right? So it's chill. Right. But it's like you said, Mauler, the more fundamental thing is he says that the film is bad. Like, he says it right there.
Yeah. What's funny, too, is that he thinks that the issue is we don't like that Chris isn't calling it bad, when he did several times. Nobody saw this fucking video, did they?
No, they didn't.
It's like, it's no big deal that he has a video that talks about Madam Web in a different way. It's like, what are you... Now you've gotten to a point where you think JLongbone's mad that he talked about stuff different. Yeah, okay. That's it.
As some people haven't seen the whole video, which is fine. Instead of solely criticizing Madam Web,
You just said that everyone knows Madam Web is bad. Let's have one video talking about it differently. And then you said if you haven't seen the video, instead of solely criticizing Madam Web.
It was pretty funny.
This doesn't make any fucking sense.
expands and criticizes Sony the company and the industry as a whole. Like how when Marvel VFX and...
Yes, like everyone does. Why are you talking about this like it's some new thing? This is another thing. I
Everybody
can't
blames the
stand this
studio.
narrative. All of us talk about the studios all the time. Why are we pretending like that's something people don't do?
It's the same when it comes to video games. Everybody shits on fucking EA. That's not like a new thing. Everybody shits on EA and Activision.
Oh yeah, and they catch unfair flack.
Well, yeah, because then it became the new thing of, oh, maybe BioWare just made some bad decisions on this video game. Maybe Rocksteady made some bad decisions on this video game. You know, like maybe it wasn't the studio's fault exclusively. Maybe it wasn't even the studio's fault principally. I mean, the publisher in certain cases.
Ends up looking whack. Instead of critiquing the artists, you critique the studio.
How about both?
Like
that's first off, that's not a great example because we have a lot of examples and testimonies of how the workers were literally just not given the time to do their jobs.
Yeah.
So.
Also, yeah, this is the thing. How about both ... based on context? When we know who's at fault.
It doesn't change the fact that people still shit on the end product. People still shit on the visual effects that end up on the screen. Hasn't he made videos like talking about how like Marvel visual effects suck?
Yeah, but he may very well say like it's only sucking because of the fact that they haven't been given the time they need, which may very well be true.
Okay,
what I'm just trying to point out is that.
But then why didn't Chris just do the video where he said, "Yeah, Madam Web is shit, and here's all the reasons why. Studio's fault." Bye. Why didn't he do that?
Well, according to Brown Table, he did. He said he didn't solely criticize Madam Web. He expands and criticizes the company and the industry as a whole. And it's like, okay, like I said, these 3 tweets have different opinions.
Did he? Yeah. Yes.
While clearly I don't think there's anything inherently negative or mean about telling people your honest opinion of a movie, why do we have to get on Chris' case here? He's explaining exactly why he doesn't want to do it.
He did do it.
We gotta respect his decision.
He literally did do it.
He's being a snake. Whether he even knows it or not I'm not sure. He doesn't strike me as a bright lad. But he's doing the thing. I'm sorry that you are so simple-minded that it escaped you. It literally must be like you're living in a different world than the rest of us.
This explains Rian Johnson fans.
How about we don't?
Oh wait, that was a good edit. I forgot it was in there. Okay, listen to the last thing he said.
Why do we have to get on Chris' case here? He's explaining exactly why he doesn't want to do it. We gotta respect his decision.
How about we don't?
I'll say it's also definitely different if you are telling people specifically that you don't believe a certain movie is worth their time or money. A night at the movies isn't something the average person does once a week, so I think those opinions are valuable.
Why wouldn't it be worth my time or money? Why would I say, you know what, Fellowship of the Ring, that's worth your time and money to go see in the theater. Is Madam Web worth your? Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that it's worth your time
it's pretty
or your
funny,
money.
You know. In Chris's video, who wants to have it be where he didn't tell anybody Madam Web shit and you shouldn't watch it, but the whole point of the video is it's shit.
I am not going to tell you how bad and terrible this movie is.
And then end on, well, yeah, go spend money on the films that you like, which everything that I've said in my video would heavily indicate that Madam Web is not that film.
These are the videos that this guy makes. Fucking loser.
This guy.
Oh boy.
What is MPU?
And I'm telling you, I stand by that King thumbnail.
Oh my god, the symmetry. The symmetry between the top 2 is perfect.
Dude, they're so mad at you. 21k likes of him just saying, fuck this guy. What the hell?
Guy. They don't like Echo. They don't like Rachel Zegler's retarded comments.
They don't like The Woman
reaction.
King, one of the worst movies I've seen in the last couple of years. Fuck that movie.
Why doesn't she like these movies? Unbelievable. Fucking This person's a fucking loser based off of them not liking.
Well, you said he was annoying.
You said he was annoying. Tomatoes.
You stepped too far. You called him annoying.
Annoying, not really. Although I think it's fairly easy to give credit to filmmakers' efforts and the hurdles they have to jump while remaining.
To be fair, he's one of the more reasonable ones.
Critical. The social media landscape seems to favor negativity, so it breeds a lot of mindless movie bashing. I do think it's important for us to keep filmmakers' efforts in mind when reviewing even the worst films. I do think refraining from saying a bad movie is bad, while still implying it is, for the—
Thank God somebody's gotten there, you know? He's like, he did imply it's bad. It's like, thank you.
The sake of the filmmaker's feelings or your career prospects is a bit cowardly, or a smart business decision on his part. Who knows?
I
I'm
would
just
say
a dumb
good to put
YouTuber.
a question mark there because it was not smart. Shitting on producers is not smart if you want to work in Hollywood.
No.
Yeah, which
far
is
removed
Yep.
what they're gonna pick up because they have brains.
from the industry. This is a layered discussion not suitable for Twitter anyway. If
I mean, you can be you can
So
you can be not retarded on Twitter. It's possible.
It's possible.
Twitter trolls
it's
were
this
like
guy.
Chris, and actually learned how hard it is to make a movie, instead of just crying about them from your mom's basement, you
Oh,
too
here
would
we
make
go.
videos
It's
like
so
this one.
boring. It's so boring. Boring is what this is. You're a loser. Mum's basement. How boring is that? How boring are you? Like, is this the best you can do?
The reason we make fun of Movie
novel
Bob for living.
insults?
Yes.
I mean, the reason we make fun of Movie Bob for the parents' basement thing is because he admitted it. He lives in a basement apartment, like when he stacks up his cans by the window.
And then he tweets about how frustrated he is that a gust of wind knocks them over. It's like,
Opening the window is the closest thing he gets to going outside. Man, just cut him some slack.
I suppose the irony here is that it's always about the context of those things, because you could live in a basement and it's chill. You could live with your parents and it's chill. More so just
I like those underground spaces. I think they're cozy.
Over in Australia, like I kind of have a really favorable view of basements because they're so novel to me. Nobody has basements. Nobody has basements in Australia.
Yeah, and we don't in Texas either. But Joe Russo just insulted every nerd, whether it's intentional or not. That's what he did. It's the same old fucking tired argument. By the way, go to his website. A lot of people confuse him as one of the Russo brothers. Maybe that's why he gets traction on fucking Twitter. He's not. And you go see the 3 films he made and go see what he looks like. So
that's true. I need to change my last name to Nerdotic.
There you go. Bragg's Nerdotic.
He didn't even. It's no argument. It's just it's what High Top did. It's what Chris did. It's like if only you knew. You're not grown up enough. If only you knew. And it's like I already knew.
Yeah.
What took you guys so long?
Why did you have to make a film to know that it was difficult to make a film when it's obviously difficult to make a film?
Like, duh, we all know that. We should know that.
You know,
it also doesn't excuse your shitty work.
No, it's fucking difficult going to work and making money and then paying money for your fucking shitty film. That's difficult too.
Well, I mean, it does feel like a matter of perspective, doesn't it? You know what's hard? Working in fast food, working in retail. That's hard. And those people get paid a lot less money, and when they screw up, they lose their jobs. But like, meanwhile,
God forbid,
these fools who rolled out of their fucking art school that their parents fucking paid for don't have any concept of work. I worked hard. It was like 3 hours. My God, I couldn't look at my phone. Fuck off.
I will say a prayer for all of the lost souls who descend into the make-believe minds to make pretend.
Gary, how could you?
I could and I will.
Well, the better part of this is he does clap back, Gary. You ready? Because I got it edited.
I'm ready, baby.
Here we go.
Shut up. BTCH.
Oh, I'm served. I have been served.
Appropriate my
Got him. No, I'm just gonna roll it back.
That's my clip, damn it.
You'll like the edit, Gary. You specifically.
Make believe minds to make pretend. Shut up. BTCH. Imagine being this guy. This blame the writer thing is bonkers. Do trolls have jobs with bosses? Are those bosses infallible? Why are we blaming creative?
Nobody said the bosses were infallible. You're making this shit up.
Yes.
Look at this man. Look at the picture. Look at the photograph that's
Power
been presented to you.
Rangers,
The writer of
Plus,
the
Look, all that the guy said was, "Imagine being this guy." It's a question.
It's encouraging you to engage in a little bit of imaginative speculation.
It's the American dream. You can be a shitty writer and make like multiple movies and make money off it.
Why are we blaming creatives and not executive meddling? 1, because we don't have any evidence of executive meddling, and 2, because he's never written anything good ever.
And 3,
that's what I told you earlier. This guy's just got terrible luck. Every time Matt Suzama writes a banger film, those pesky studios, they just have to get involved and get their fingers into his golden story. This man, they're holding us back from the modern day Tolkien, is what they're doing.
Yes, they
Matt
are.
Suzama.
Mm-hmm.
I would have loved to see what Morbius was before the studio.
And they keep hiring him. He keeps agreeing to do it, even though they bastardize his vision every time. He's like, I'll keep coming back.
He's just, 95% of studio writers quit before their first creative endeavor is successful. Yeah.
And not executive meddling. I've read Matt's writing on 2 of these. It's good and not what's on screen. He keeps working because he's great.
Listen,
I don't
Matt
believe
Sazama
you.
is not gonna fuck you, okay? It's not gonna, no matter how much you say Morbius
your
was
movie.
awesome. Yeah.
It doesn't mean that every writer is going to be great. 2 of the writers of Madam Web worked on another film in the Sony universe.
Yeah, that's right. Did you watch the video, pal?
Obviously, this clip highlights
Did he not notice this?
In his defense of Chris, he's disagreed with him. Chris has made fun of Matt Sazama for writing Morbius. So, rip.
Yeah.
Heavily criticized, called Morbius.
Chris Stuckman hate is so fascinating because he's literally just some chill guy who likes movies.
And there
Says
you
a
have
lot
it,
about how.
folks. That's why everyone's mad.
Yeah.
Because nobody
That's
understands
right there.
anything that
He's
Chris
chill.
has said. He's just said it in a nice way.
That's
You just
right.
gotta
Don't
say
actually
it in
pay
the nice way possible. It really is like a way that you can just get away with saying a lot more things if you just say it in a flat or nicer tone of voice. It's incredible. It's stunning. It's fascinating. It does fascinate me that that's the way that it works.
Unassailable, yeah.
Chris Stuckman hate is so fascinating because he's literally just some chill guy who likes movies. Says a lot about how much people just want to go for the quick, angry and loud responses now that when a critic is breaking down a movie with nuance and
There was no fucking nuance in that video.
trying to explain how hard it is to make something and studio
I know.
interference.
There was no
It's
nuance.
so annoying. Every critic should be like him.
No.
No.
And
No.
none of you
No.
are going to change your operation to match his. None of you.
Mhm.
Nope.
He just said it sucks in far harsher a way than he realizes.
Yep.
This shit is so bad I can't cover it.
So true. Correct.
Totally true.
Thank you.
Completely true.
No. What's annoying is the fact that YouTubers like The Quartering, Nerdrotic, and G+G have ruined film criticism so much they forgot what a real critic looks like.
Yeah, Chris
Does
Stuckman,
the
okay?
even fucking review movies?
I don't even know.
Yeah,
The Quartering, yeah, I was going to say, the Quartering doesn't review movies.
Chris
Gary,
Stuckman is the
repent.
only mature
Repent for your crimes.
You've destroyed
I will.
film. Look at you.
adult in the
Oh, no.
I don't know how you can call Chris Stuckman's video mature at all. It's so childish. It's like
childish.
It's mature to a 9-year-old.
he expects movie studios to be charities for artists.
Mhm.
That's what he expects from them.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a Make-A-Wish Foundation for a filmmaker.
It is. It is. Oh,
The
my
Room.
God.
You should be more
No,
like
it's-
him, Gary.
No. And nobody should be like me or you. We should all have our own voice and
yeah.
do this thing called tell the truth. The
Mhm.
reason Mahler is here and everybody is here is because of people like Stuckman and the corporate critics who went out there and they were bullshitting us for all this time. We just thought, shit, well, I could go out there and I'll try something different. I'll just tell people how I feel.
Well, and we never thought
And
that
it-
we would have a significant leg up on them by Googling the creators
No.
of the fucking films. But we do.
No, I mean, like, simple. Yeah, it's not like we're it's not rocket science here, folks. It's
Seriously, you can just be like more informed by reading a Wikipedia article. You can just read a Wikipedia article and then know
potential is
more
out
about
there.
people who present themselves as authorities on a lot of subjects. It's incredible.
for Madam Web. I did sit through 2 hours of interviews. But it was fun. It was funny for one. It was, and I find it entertaining. But yeah, I sat through 2 hours of clips of interviews before I even started.
What's funny is when I did the research and like development portion of the script for the TFA series, I think I made my requirement. I can't remember now because it was so long ago, but I think it was between 10 and 20 interviews per actor and crew member, as in like a writer or director. Which in that case, I guess would have been like 2. Was it Lawrence Kasdan and J.J. Abrams? I think, but. In any case, people of significance behind the film. The amount of shit I found was insane. You guys have seen lots of it, but there's still loads to come, like of funny things that I've found. It's all in the script, waiting to be seen, because it's all out there. It's just like what was being discussed earlier about The Good Doctor. Nobody knew about the other funny clips, because nobody watched the show. And they started sharing them on Twitter, because some people were like, I'm going to go through this show and find them. And my God, there were some funny moments from that show, well beyond that one major clip. So yes, loads of come to come. Loads to come. That's what I meant.
Loads of come to come. Okay.
My 2 cents. This is what happens when film critics experience how difficult filmmaking is.
At least that's a slightly different bit of wording. They experience it instead of just knowing it.
Yes, which is a difference. There is a difference.
There is a
there, for
difference,
sure.
yeah. between what I like basically could safely say I know to be true, and I suppose actually having that confirmed doubly so by doing it
in
myself.
much the same way that somebody can understand that animation is difficult in that drawing several pictures that are going to be playing out every second, and then you balloon that out over the course of an entire film. You can understand that as difficult before being forced to sit down and actually do it for yourself, and then see how long it takes and how difficult it can be.
Well, and then you want to pose the question. We have two people with the same budget, same interference from the studio, same film to make, same script to work from. They're both the director. They both go. One of them produces absolute shit, and one of them produces something amazing. So are they both the same quality of director, or is one better than the other?
I mean, one of them has succeeded because it's so funny how, like, you know, the whole conversation ignores, okay, maybe these are your circumstances, but what are you going to do? Are you going to constantly complain about the circumstances, or are you going to try and solve the problem? Are you going to try and do the best that you can in the circumstances that you find yourself in? Like, you can't just ask for the universe itself to bend to your will to create a circumstance that you would prefer. This is
Give me everything I need and all the time to do it, and make it easy as well.
Film critics experience how difficult filmmaking is. I'm not gonna bash on the filmmakers and actors personally for how Madam Web turned out. Twitter.
But they made the film!
OMG he's so annoying STFU. Like WTF, I don't get it. Loudly crying, loudly crying, loudly crying, loudly crying, loudly crying. He didn't say shit wrong. WTF, loudly.
Guarantee this person has barely any clue who Chris is or the video.
Crying, loudly crying, loudly crying. He's actually trying to be respectful to the filmmaker while being critical of.
He was not. He didn't care anything about her experience.
He demonstrated an astounding lack of respect for the director, and that he believed that she had no autonomy.
Yeah, painted her as a helpless victim who had no input or say whatsoever in the film.
She said, like in total with all those clips, I think even more in the article I didn't include, but that everything that she had done in her life led to the moment of making this film. She described it as a leap. She said it gave me the foundation from which to leap. Does that sound like the kind of wording you use for something that you didn't have control over in any way and like ashamed of? She said that she wanted to get a timeless quality to the film to avoid people knowing exactly when it took place, right? Like she worked with the sets and the props to make sure that we wouldn't be able to nail down an exact day and time. That's something that she intended, something she had control over. There was a quote where she said, her mum, the Madam Web's mum, I forget if she even had a name. She's the heart of the movie, and without her and without her story, you don't fully understand who Madam Web is. That's something she said. And then she was so proud to have the actress available to do it because she was like amazing. She obviously talked about the stuffing camera, the clairvoyance, all that shit.
Well, and I vaguely recall the where Dakota Johnson said, "Oh, I put so much faith in her, you know, that she was making the right decisions." Why didn't she say, "I put so much faith in Avi Arad if he was involved in producing the film"?
Yeah,
was he?
There's the editing, the how she had to do the repeated scenes. She actually said at one point as well that she took a lot of inspiration. Right, she wanted to include a lot in this film. And she had like a list of films that she mentioned for all of the influences. She complimented working in Boston as well, or like there was like a
Boston,
shooting. Yeah, making Boston is beautiful. She tried to make the place look like Boston, right? Like you have to film it to make it look like that. And she said that difficult, but a reality. You know, like not. She wasn't saying it like, oh, it was fucking miserable to have to do all that. And then the fact that she said it was she said she was going to tell a great story. And everything she felt she needed to say was in the film. This is all her experience. He said he cares about the experience of the filmmaker.
So
he didn't look into it at all.
Either she is lying or Chris is wrong.
I think he'd have to admit he's wrong.
That's just not a question that he would ever address.
I don't think she's lying. Maybe there are aspects of downplaying possible negative experiences as you do when you're promoting a film, but I don't get the impression that there is like 0% of her on this film, or even that there's only 25%. I get the impression that there's more of her on this film than there is of a lot of Marvel directors, you know, doing MCU films have on their films.
I get the same impression, yeah.
And this is the thing, this is not respect. It is more respectful to say, you tried really hard and you failed.
Yep.
Or that's how every like mentor-student, story kind of starts, where you have the harsh mentor who tells the student what they need to hear in order to improve.
Yeah, you have Yoda bonking Luke on the head and just being like, no,
that was
do
TLJ.
or do not, there is no try.
A shitty movie you have made.
He bonked him once in Empire, didn't he?
Oh, I meant I hate the ghost bonk. It's just that's all I'm saying.
Oh, sure, but he bonked his head in Empire, didn't he? At least once.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he hit him with a stick.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
You know what made me think of was Pai Mei in Kill Bill, where he bonks her on the head as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Good shit.
Environment, it was made it. This is far more valuable. This is what actual...
Not if it's like a lie, which is what it was.
Actual analysis. Jesus Christ. I can't...
Like I said, I don't like using the word lie because there's so much intent tied to it, but like saying it's really valuable to be told something about the creator that's not true. I just, it's like, what's the fucking value in that?
Analysis looks like, not the clickbait reactionary stuff that permeates YouTube. I have not watched this video yet, and I can already tell you that this man has a more sincere and informed passion for film.
Video yet?
This is what they all are doing.
Shit.
No one fucking watched it.
The 99% of this website.
Jump in on the feeding frenzy.
Yeah, because
I've not watched this video, but I will suck this man's cock. Right
at this point, it's Chris versus the bad reviewers. All the evil reviewers are going after Chris. You got to stop them.
Harder.
Yeah. Including myself.
My film should be coming out next year. It's submitted to various festivals, and we've been able to finally complete our ADR, which is great.
Passion.
And so we are just about done with it. I mean, there's just like random little color corrections and things that we might have.
Obviously, the person said that he's a very passionate filmmaker, and I just like this clip was like, I'm not feeling the passion about you guys.
Just here and there, but it's like 99.9% done now. It's like a movie. It's real.
Passion.
And I can't wait to share it with you guys.
Passion.
And what that journey will be like. And as always, I'll be here with you.
Passion.
Sharing that journey. It's been fun to be able to share these moments with you and to talk about movies with you, as always.
Passion.
For so many years now. And filmmaker Dr. I'm looking forward to another year of doing that.
This man has a more...
This is reminding me of in The Simpsons. You remember, like, what was it? It was subliminal, liminal, and superliminal. That feels like I can't tell if I think that's liminal, subliminal, or superliminal. Just wearing a shirt that says "I love films," basically.
It's the fucking meme, the music band. I like music band.
Yeah.
Sincere and informed passion for film than 99% of this website, including myself. Chris Stuckman
did a little bit more credit.
Nigga, not you.
Matt Jarbo. Poor Matt. Still trying to scrape something together on the internet.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Maybe he was waiting for the he was waiting for the I guess to get his next order on Uber Eats to deliver. So he was had some time to make a tweet.
Wait a minute, Matt. No.
He just makes me feel
Makes me feel great that I'm not him.
Nothing wrong. Exactly. Something I've noticed is that people get mad when you explain how studio meddling can impact a movie, show instead of just mindlessly shitting on a crew's work. They don't want...
Not true.
Like how this person thinks he explained it. He didn't explain anything.
No, he didn't. And everyone else talks about it all the fucking time. I don't understand. Like, all the videos we make has mention of the studios at some point or another. Who are you talking to? Who's this about?
I don't know.
Also, he's not talking about how it can, like, impact a movie. He's saying it absolutely did, even though he has no evidence of it.
I have
even has a little bit of evidence to the contrary, actually.
I have no idea, but it did happen. But I have no idea if it happened, but boy, it definitely happened.
That's almost exactly what he said. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
That's what I mean.
He admitted several times that he didn't know, and then proceeded to make very definitive and bold statements on what did happen.
Either people didn't watch the video, or they did watch the video and they didn't listen to a fucking word. He is third monitor content at best.
I mean, like, I'm kind of like, if we're yeah, I think EFAP is the only way that he gets to become second monitor content.
engage in critical thinking. They want to be entertained by the facade of it.
So fucking ironic coming from the people who didn't even know what the director thinks of her own work and they're claiming to defend her, you know? So fucking funny. Yep. You guys don't do critical thinking. We do. Shut up. Yeah, okay, you got it. Also, yeah, of course, the whole, like, people get mad that it's the studio that's fucking it up. It's like, yeah, because there's no evidence ever of any writer being an inept retard, such as...
critical thinking. They want to be entertained by the facade of it.
Yeah, that's definitely a case of me just not knowing what to do with the script and thinking, oh, crap, we're in the second act. Something's got to happen. What should it be?
They don't want to actually engage in critical thinking. They want to be entertained by the facade of it.
This is Jeff. He's a screenwriter. He's writing it as he goes along.
Is it hard for you?
Oh my! That's what I mean. Like, and they don't know about these clips. We're the ones that go check all the fucking behind the scenes bonus features and shit to find out how the film was made, and then we highlight this shit. We go look at the writer claiming he has no idea what to do. He hadn't even come up with a third act by the time they were filming the second. The other guy's writing it as he goes along. It's like, hey, have some respect. They're creatives, okay? Yeah. How about no?
Yeah. You can't create things that are bad. It's literally not possible.
To comprehend that he's trying to be respectful to the
I get it.
Yeah, I know.
Filmmakers, because he is now a filmmaker himself and making movies, even under a big studio, is very hard. What's so hard to understand? There's enough grown men making 8-hour podcasts about why superhero movie is bad. Not everyone wants to watch a hate circle joke. Chris is right. This is #AVGN in 2016 all over again. You're all missing the point. Chris Stuckman is all about love and positivity, so die.
Well, you shouldn't have called him annoying.
I will kill you in the name of love.
It's so fucking fun. It's priceless, honestly. But I will say, the robot sometimes delivers lines in possibly the perfect way. And,
16 all over again. You're all missing the point. Chris Stuckman is all about love and positivity, so die. Your shit.
So die.
Yeah, these are the ones.
I'll end it all. You radiate the most obese, greasy aura I've ever witnessed. Kill yourself, like scum. I want to stick my finger in your eye and feel your iris.
Oh my god!
Wow! An optometrist is really mad at me.
What could be said about that? Like, it's just like, jeez, damn, dude. I get that, like, people
Stuckmanites, they're up in arms.
People do the thing of being angry about fucking anything, and they'll go over the top. But it's just like, she said he was annoying. It's like, what? Kill yourself because you said he's annoying. Okay.
You don't understand how hard it is to make his videos, alright? So you understood how hard it is.
So he could review it. The inability to comment is the comment. He might as well say it, rather than point at the elephant and scream, "I'm not going to talk about the elephant in the room." Eat shit, douche, nozzle.
Okay.
And then just, look at all that media.
A bunch of images, and like, yeah, I'm not opening that shit. I don't know what the hell that is.
Oh my goodness.
That's great.
You got stuck on ice in your DMs.
Hello, you just listened to a segment of the podcast Every Frame a Pause, or EFAP. Hosted by YouTubers Mauler, Rags, and Fringy, and joined by a cycling variety of guests across the internet, they critically analyze media with exhaustive detail while pausing at every single frame. Subscribe to the EFAP channel and catch new episodes on Saturdays, as well as catch their smaller videos reacting to the latest and not-so-greatest movies and TV shows throughout the week. You can also subscribe here to EFAP Highlights for the latest shorts, clips, and supercuts, also uploaded throughout the week. Links to all the relevant channels can be found in the description section below, as well as links to their communities on Reddit and Discord. Thanks for watching.